So every single week we do this amazing intro, and people should just love on this intro a little bit. But this episode of If We Ran Nintendo is brought to you, like every single episode of If We Ran Nintendo is brought to you by the amazing patrons over on Patreon. And we're going to start out with our gold members. Shout out to Austin Powers. Anyway, Andrew Semachek, Brendan Myers, James Johnson. Don't shake your head. Ryan Turford, Coach Timbo, Sheldon Benedict, Hyrulean Julian, Dawn Becker, Platinum Producers, Nasty Boots and Tammy, Diamond Executive Producers, Bobby Miller, Lee Navarro, Corey Hicks, Jonathan Brown. With that, let's kick off the show.
If We Ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 159 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land, Mr. Sean Capri.
Bobby, we're here just a couple days after Amazon Prime Day, man, so I can't wait for us to jump into the show like we do each and every week with our Geek Outs. There's so many things I'm sure you bought on Amazon Prime Day, but more importantly, we're here for If We Ran Nintendo. And it's good to see you, man. Good to talk to you.
You too.
You're looking good. You're looking well. I bet you
you.
smell nice. You smell nice today.
I might smell a little ripe. It's pretty hot.
Oh no,
here.
dude, ripe.
It's pretty hot.
Ripe
Here.
is that's a word.
It's pretty hot.
I have a question for you, Bobby. I'm really glad that I remembered to ask you this because as the topic came up in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to have to start off the If We Ran Nintendo show with this by asking Bobby. I have a question about urinals for you, if that's okay. So I went to the urinal today. I went to the bathroom. There's urinals on the wall, of course. If you're a man, you've probably seen this. Okay, so sometimes some urinals have like a pool of water at the bottom.
If you're going to talk about, are you okay with the green toilets that have no water in them?
I don't even know if I've seen that. What is that?
Oh, it's basically like these green toilets that don't hold water, or they flush like after so many flushes.
What?
Like after so many uses, they'll flush. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I know. Okay, well now maybe we have to get into that in a second. Okay, so
that's just gross.
In this case, the urinal had quite the basin of water at the bottom. It had quite the collection of water. Okay, so the point of the urinal, in my mind, is so that you don't have to go to a toilet in public, pee standing up, and then have that waterfall sound happening, right? Yeah. You can just like go right onto the porcelain. Gentlemen, you know, a couple stalls down, we had good etiquette. He's just going like a horse, just right down into this puddle of water below him. We've got this great opportunity for us to be quiet and private about this, and he's got to let me know just with what ferocity he demands to urinate into this receptacle. Why not just like go on the porcelain? Why? What's
you want the honest opinion?
What? He was
He's
real proud about it.
He was trying to let you know that he is a man.
He is,
and that he just wanted to show you that he was more man than you are.
You might be right about that. You might be right about that.
So that's probably what it was.
Well, and by the time I realized what a pissing contest it had become, I was already sort of on the back half of it, and everybody knows on the back half you don't have quite the horsepower, if you will. So I couldn't like join the race at that point because it would be less impressive, but. You know, it's just, I thought about it a lot, in case you couldn't tell. I was thinking about it a lot, and I thought I would bring it up to you, but, you know, I had a feeling that you'd say something like that was the motivation behind his showmanship.
I don't think anybody cares about this conversation.
At least he didn't fart at the urinal. You know Joey Ferris hates it when people do that? He thinks that's like a cardinal sin.
I just think it's good. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our shout-outs.
Geek Outs, Bobby, finally. My amiibo collecting is back in action. I've got Ridley here. This is of course, Rybo's favorite segment of anything that we ever do, which is Sean turns around and grabs toys off his shelf. Okay? This is Ridley, of course, the amiibo. He's actually kind of average size. I was expecting him to be quite a bit bigger. He's purple. He's badass. Maybe one of the scariest characters in a first-person or first-party lineup. So that's that. The other thing that's sitting on my shelf, Bobby, you've heard me talk about Marvel Overpower in the past. Your boy went back to eBay and I bought 23 more packs of this expansion set called Mission Control. New heroes, new cards to unlock, and I'm here to tell you this, Bobby. I may just open. There's 23 packs here. 23 is a weird number. I might open 3 of them just to round it up to 20, and then my brother and I are gonna open the rest of them over the weekend. What do you think about that?
I think it's the stupidest thing ever. You're not even a Marvel fan.
I am a Marvel fan.
Stop it. You don't even know what comic books are.
Oh, what? That doesn't even make any sense.
You've never cracked a book open and read it.
Yes, I have.
Stop. Sean,
I read that thing
please.
about the owls in Batman, the town of the owls, or the court of owls.
Court of Owls.
Yeah. See, I read it. I remember that.
Sounds like you read it.
It was a while ago, man. You know my memory.
Exactly like you read it.
You're a real son of a gun. Well, guess what? This is the heart of my fandom. This is what started it all. I've got my binders, so I'm going to open these mid-show.
All right.
And if you ever upset me, I'm just going to read off all the characters that I unlock.
All right, listen. Nobody cares about this. Let's ask a question. Serious
right.
question. If we're on Marvel. This Marvel game that just launched today.
It's actually kind of why I bring it up as well.
Should I be playing this game or not?
I don't know, man. I saw a couple things and people saying that it's running very smooth and much better than the E3 build. And I just want to take I'm glad you brought it up because I want to bring up this opportunity. I've been pretty vocal about how unimpressed I was at E3. Yeah. I clearly have not played the main build, and it does sound like it's quite different. So I just want to even out the record. I don't want to be one of those sons of guns who just badmouths it and then hears these other things. Like I've not played it. So I want to let people know in case people were swayed one way by me saying that I didn't like it when I played it. I've heard other things. So I'm very intrigued, man. Joseph Moran, Mr. Badbit, was playing it on stream, but I was only listening. My internet connection at work is not the best. Sometimes I've just got to listen to streams. So I'm kind of geeking out about that, to be honest with you.
Because I'm thinking about getting it, but I'm just not sure.
Should we just get it? Should we just play together?
Maybe I'll just go buy it tomorrow.
Maybe I might have to mow a couple lawns, I think, though. I have to go earn some side cash on another side job, I guess. $80 games, man. This game's gonna be $35 in 3 weeks, and that's the thing that kind of has me a little bit hesitant. But that's my own deal. I'm also wearing a Captain America shirt. You mother trucker who thinks that I don't like Marvel or comics. Look at this shirt. Look how good that is.
It's just because you're trying to kiss up to Andrew Semichek. Don't try it.
Look,
anyway.
I know other ways to kiss up to Andrew Semichek. I sent a Ninja Turtles box set that was like the old TV show. And the DVDs came in the Turtle van. I shipped that down to him. It's pretty awesome, man. Pretty good.
It's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. So,
I think I am going to buy this game tomorrow, and then I almost pulled the trigger today.
Did you?
But here's the thing, Sean. There's a Japanese YouTuber, Neorama or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
This is not where I thought you were going with this.
But he kind of swayed me to start collecting physical again with Nintendo games. And I was starting to shift and go all digital. Mm-hmm. Then he made one comment, and the comment was, Nintendo games hold their value.
Yeah.
And he was like, so if I don't like a game, I can go trade it in, and I know that I'm going to get the money back for it. Where a physical game or a digital game, you're not going to get it back. And a Sony and an Xbox game, you're never getting your money back. Those things drop in value like crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about, I bought a couple of digital game or physical games recently. Dragon Quest Builders I bought, which is physical.
Beautiful.
And then I bought Mario Maker, which I know will hold its value.
You bought that physical?
Yeah, I bought that physical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I got that. I got it digital just because I always wanted it on my thing. Like that's the one part of it.
I'm already out of love with that game.
Are you really? Oh, but there's so many levels, man. I want to
listen.
But you've got Dragon Quest Builders. That's the thing. And look at this.
That's what pulled me away.
Dude, this lineup is bonkers. Yeah. This Switch lineup is insane.
For people that are out there like really saying that there's nothing to play on Nintendo,
are you kidding me? There's nobody saying that.
Oh, trust me. I've seen.
Get out of here.
I've seen people saying it.
Dragon Quest Builders is the real deal, man. And dude, this game Marvel looks good. Fire Emblem is like next week. Right?
That's another one.
July alone, man, is nuts.
Yeah. Like I'm actually considering because I won't get Fire Emblem until I think I'm gonna get it like the Monday after it launches. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking about buying it digitally so I can start playing it right away.
I think that's my next voucher, man. I think my two vouchers are Mario Maker and then this one. I think that's it. I think I'm done.
I've already bought it physically, so
Mm.
I bought the collector's edition, which for some reason I always buy the Fire Emblem collector's edition.
Oh, you know what? I think I've got this pre-ordered at Walmart. Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
even know, man. I'm all. This is
I
the
have to
thing.
go
There's
back to
so
the
many
chart, man.
games. I'm all over the place. I've got things pre-ordered on Amazon and Walmart, and I've got my vouchers. Like Nintendo has all my money,
Yeah.
and then they launch all these Joy-Con colors and whatever.
Oh, that stuff today.
Did you see-
or this week? Holy cow!
I love it. We'll talk about that, and people should check out the Twitter because we just jacked somebody else. I think it was Go Nintendo that we retweeted, and they've got this chart. The internet's put out this chart of all the different combinations, right?
Yeah.
And it's so impressive. It's so cool. All the different, like, you can really, it gets to the point where you could be one in just a very few number of people who has the exact color combination of
Yeah.
Joy-Cons. It's so cool, man.
Real quickly before we're way off topic, let's get back.
Todd, just take it easy,
Wait.
okay? We got some stuff to talk about.
I'm not worried about that. I can care less about him. Justin, or shout outs. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to our friend Justin.
Justin Masson, yes, coming
He's back
home.
in Canada.
Yes.
So that is pretty spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him a few weeks ago, and
We might
we
have to
had
have
the
him on. Can we have
conversation.
him on?
We can have him on, yeah. Now that he's back in Canada,
Yeah.
it makes more sense. It's easier. So the thing was, I had talked to him about some stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going back home," and which I think it was pretty spectacular, pretty awesome. He's going back. Put the cards away. Put the cards away.
Is it worse if I do it slowly, or should I just get it over with?
It's annoying. Stop it. So that's my first shout out.
I love you, Justin.
To that. Do you have a shout out?
I have a shout out to Iron Man. Is the first card that pops up out of this thing. Look at that, man. That's gorgeous. Look at he's huge. Black Widow's up in here. We got Brood. Oh, Brood hero card. That's what I'm talking about.
You don't even know who Brood is.
Yeah, he's from StarCraft.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, my next shout out, and this is kind of crossing over to my job, but oh man, the people that are supporting this Atui sale, I just want to throw this out there: 90% off on all Atui games. You can get the entire collection for like under $5, right? Mutant Mudds is sitting at number 17 right now.
Is
on
it
the
really?
bestsellers. Yes. Yesterday it was 29. Or yesterday it was 20,
Whoa.
26. Now it's 17. Zeo Drifter's sitting at 24 on the list.
That's what I'm talking
Unbelievable.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Zeo Drifter. I was gonna say, give him some love, to
Yeah.
some Zeo Drifter.
It's pretty amazing. And then today on the Twitter, Jules and I had this conversation this week, and I'm like, man, these people are just super nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're all being very, very nice to me, and the community is very active over there. So if you follow Atui LLC over on Twitter, thank you so much, and thank you for the support and the retweets. But today, or the other day, someone put out that, what indie developers should get Nintendo franchises.
Oh yeah.
So Jules grabbed it and was like, it was a Nintendo enthusiast. They talked about it, and Jules grabbed it and retweeted it, but he put it in there and said, like, I know us at Atui would love to get. So I took that and was like, to the community, what games would you like to? What Nintendo franchises would you like to see Atui make games from? It blew up, man.
I love it.
People liking it, sharing it, retweeting it, answering the question. Craziness.
It's got to be Wario Land though.
Wario Land was one of them,
Mhm.
and so was Metroid.
Yeah.
They felt like we could do a good Metroid game and Wario, which, by the way, for those that don't know, that's where Mutant Mudds came from.
Yep.
Jules actually pitched making Wario Land a remaster of the Virtual Boy game to Nintendo, and Nintendo, I believe, if the story's correct, didn't even answer him.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even reply. So he went off and changed characters, made Mutant Mudds, and that's how Mutant Mudds was born. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool how that all works
I
out.
love
So,
it, man.
yeah. So that's my second and final shout out.
Nice.
Do you have
I have a quick. Well, I think I may have mentioned this a little while ago, but I last weekend I recorded an episode of Switch Island. So shout out to
Yes.
those guys. I brought a game, a drink, and some food onto the island, and all three are gonna upset you. I don't think you're gonna be
Sure
happy
they
with
will.
any of it. Any of it.
Sure they
we
will.
we talk our no. You're gonna be mad about all of it.
Sure, I will.
The game, the food, the drink. You're just gonna throw up in your face.
Did they answer questions?
Can I tell you something?
Questions? Did
Yeah,
I make an appearance on there?
Yeah, of course. We have to mention you. We sense your ego just growing just a little bit.
What are you talking about? Benji reached out to me and asked me
That
to
was
ask
pretty
me some
funny.
questions.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
No,
Did he do it to me?
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
it was
mean?
great. Like just as like, oh, weird. This just in. Bobby just wrote in just all of a sudden. So stay tuned to that. I love that show, man. I became a patron
guys
of
are
theirs just before we came on, and I think that they're really original. And usually I just don't really listen to this stuff across the pond. You know what I'm saying? But these guys are really good.
So good, man.
They're really,
they really
good.
Are.
They have the intro music is really good.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't want to spoil anything, but the guys made me sweat a little bit about my choices. I'm not gonna lie to you. It really was worrying, man.
It make you wonder, like, are they really going to bring you
I don't think I'm getting on the island.
It's Benji is fantastic, and so is Danny. They're both good guys. They really are.
Good.
I love them guys.
Yeah, Danny wasn't there for mine, but that's okay.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, it's Benji and Mark.
Nah, that's because Danny doesn't like you much, I guess. Makes sense to me.
I get it. It's too many people. I understand they don't want that many people.
So, okay, so we're going to jump into the topic.
All right.
First topic we have right now. And this could take a little bit, so we're going to flesh it out a little bit. So, Sean, if we ran Nintendo, what would we do with drifting Joy-Cons? This apparently seems to be all the rage lately. And I think a lot of it has come on just because of the fact of the new Switch Lite that's just got announced. And people are worried that they didn't change the analog sticks on this. And what they're worried about is, from my understanding, what happens is your left Joy-Con, the analog stick starts to drift, which will then take your character awry. Could get you hit by an enemy, could do some stuff. The precision just isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The one that actually shocked me, the person that really lit Nintendo up a little bit, which shocked me a lot, was TJ Santula, who is an avid,
huge fan of
Nintendo.
Huge ambassador. Yep.
Yeah. And does a lot of crazy custom amiibo and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and he basically was like, listen, I've loved every controller. This is the worst controller that Nintendo has put out.
Wow.
And he's like, this is the first one that is just not that good. Apparently, he's going through 4 Joy-Cons.
Has he really?
Yeah. He's trying to do repairs to them, apparently.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the issue. And that's what I want to get into a little bit. So, what brought this to my attention was Greg Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
Greg basically tagged us in a tweet.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate that, Greg, as always.
Yeah, Greg's phenomenal. And so what happened was I was sitting there and I was reading the tweet. I said to Greg, I was like, why are you glad? Because I think the tweet, if I'm paraphrasing, was, I'm glad they're finally going after him. And basically what it was he was tweeting us an article where they are exploring the possibility of a class action lawsuit against Nintendo.
Yeah.
So my answer to Greg was, well, why are you excited about this? This doesn't make sense. Like, as a Nintendo fan, why would you be happy that Nintendo might get sued?
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm understanding from seeing things is this is kind of Nintendo's been turning a blind eye to it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of acting like it's not necessarily an issue, that it might be something that's out of the warranty specs of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are actually getting Nintendo to repair it. But then I guess they're putting a short window on that repair, like a term of another warranty on that repair of 6 months.
Yeah.
So, and then when they break again after 6 months, they won't honor that. Now, I want to start with this, full disclosure. I have multiple sets of Joy-Cons. I've got the Splatoon colors. I've got the neon blue, the neon red. I've got the gray ones. 0 issues with my Joy-Cons. I have not had a single solitary issue at all with my Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why I bring that up is because my first reaction was, well, people are just being aggressive with them, and they're just banging them up or hurting them.
Ever since that Dark Souls game came out, man. Now
Smash.
I'm just
honestly
kidding.
Smash is the one that I think.
Well, that's a good point, because remember what happened to the thumbstick on the 3DS when Smash came out? You started seeing those pictures come out, man. You might not be far off on the aggressiveness issue.
So, then I look at a poll that took place on Nintendo Life, and I saw that today, and there was 1,900 votes.
Whoa!
And basically what it comes down to is the options that these people had to vote on was all the time, nope, it happens occasionally.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, uh, all the time came in at 50%.
Yeah, man.
So that means if you got almost 2,000 votes, 1,000 people out of this poll, their Joy-Cons drift.
Mm-hmm.
You and I, today, we put out a poll on Twitter and was like, hey, what do you think? We had about 80 votes. We did have 80 votes.
Pretty close
It's
to there.
split down
Same
the
results. Yeah, 2008.
But it's split down the middle, 50-50.
Yeah.
50 are saying yes, 50 are saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's similar to this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you take away the occasionally happen, like if you made it yes and no, it's probably going to be 50-50.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and ours is 50-50. So right now, that's 1,040 people that we know that have an issue.
Yep.
We also know 1,040 people that don't have an issue. But at the grand scheme of things, if you think about this, if right now 2 polls that were put out, 50% of those polls have an issue, there's 23 million plus Switches in the wild.
That's what I was thinking.
Does that mean that 10 million people have problems with their Joy-Cons?
I mean, it's possible.
And the thing is you're talking, here's a crazy thing too on top of this. If you're talking 20 million units, let's just say we're just going to use 20 million. I think they're closer to 30, but we'll just say 20 million to be argument's sake. 20 million units are out there. There's probably 50 million Joy-Cons. Because people are buying, like me, I bought 4 or 5 different kinds for the color schemes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only idiot out there that does this. There's a lot of people. Joe after work, he's got his Joy-Cons, and he's got them all over the place. So there's a lot of people that are collecting multiple versions of these. So that means that, so are we now looking at 25, 30 million people have problems with their Joy-Cons?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, if that's the case, man, Nintendo can't turn a blind eye to this. And they need to do something about it. And I think that the fact of the matter is that, for a U.S. law firm to open a class action investigation, that means, something isn't right. They see in the United States, lawyers are just sue happy. They're hungry for money. Mm-hmm. So they will do stuff like this. But for them to be going hey, wait a minute, this thing over here, let's take a look at this. There had to be enough people clamoring for this for them to perk their ears up.
I think that alone is what's driving the initiation towards a lawsuit. I don't know that necessarily. I feel like Nintendo's got everything locked down when it comes to litigation, including this. And there's got to be warranty that is included might not be really all that great or something to be excited about as a consumer. In terms of a lawsuit or litigation, I feel like they're buttoned up all the way. And so if the discussion is about whether or not that lawsuit holds any water, then I would say it's going to be a no.
Yeah.
Sucks for consumers, but at the same time, as we walk the line of running Nintendo and being fans of Nintendo, why are we still buying Joy-Cons? If this is a 50-50 issue, if you've so eloquently and detailed and comprehensively outlined, we all realize that this is an issue. Apparently, it's even more well-known than has really come up until just this last day or two, or these last couple days. Why are we still buying Joy-Cons at the rate that we're buying them? Yeah. If we feel that Joy-Cons are not that great, why are we buying them? I stopped buying them right away. I don't like the Joy-Cons at all. I am actually with TJ. I've always been of the mind that my expectations of them are low because of what they allow me to do. Yeah. They're allowing me to take that Switch on the go, and in a pinch I can turn them sideways. They're not the best controller that way, but I can at least share with my brother. We can play this thing. But if I really want to play this thing, I'm playing with my Pro controller, and on that thing I don't got any issues. So the other thing that I'm thinking about, Bobby, is there a conflation of issues that people are talking about? In other words, are people merging issues where at one point we were talking about how the left Joy-Con would disconnect, and now we're talking about it going off in a direction without us holding it down. And I have a feeling that that's the case as well. Yeah. That people are sort of merging those two problems together. The drifting thing is new to me. I know that the disconnection was well documented, and that's what my Joy-Cons do a lot. Yeah. The distance the connectivity is actually pretty brutal. So I'm one of the people who really likes to play with especially when I'm holding the kids and I'm playing along. Like I don't want to wrap my arms all the way around. I don't want to give them too many hugs.
Yeah.
But I want to hold my hands out, and I like that. But they do disconnect. So I guess what is the question, like, if we were at Nintendo, what do we do about this?
Well, yeah, like where do we go with this? Because I feel like
you got to establish
Nintendo...
trust. You got to establish trust. You got to fix it and tell people that you fixed it.
I get that. But I feel like Nintendo has always had an impeccable customer service. So to hear this kind of throws me a little bit for a loop, and makes me wonder, like, what the hell is going on that they're kind of turning a blind eye to it.
Well, it's kind of like when you lose your save files and they're like, sorry about your luck, but we had to fix your whatever it was. Remember Brian O'Tonnell's story?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. Like, sorry about your luck, but like we had our, again, like they can't, I don't know if they can be sued about it, but it does suck. And I guess the question becomes, at what point do people really start to turn their back on them? Like, is it this generation? Is it next generation?
No,
Is it
I don't think it gets to that extreme, because I think
it's not bricking systems like a Red Ring of Death.
Let's back it up for a second. When the disconnect issue was happening, you can send your Joy-Cons in, and Nintendo would fix them for free. Mm-hmm. And the turnaround on it was pretty quick.
Sure.
I think it was like a week or two.
But the fix was embarrassing, I would say. Like when people popped it back open, they're like, what do they shove in there? Like some styrofoam or something like that?
Basically. Something crazy, yeah.
It's so funny.
But it worked. You know what I mean? Like, and so that started, and then moving forward, nobody talks about that disconnection with future iterations of the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
So that's an issue that came up, and Nintendo fixed it. And that's where I wonder why this is an issue. Mm-hmm. And it makes me wonder, thinking that, like, I'm in a situation where I want to buy a Switch Lite when it gets launched.
But are you worried about this?
That's where now it's starting to come into, should I be worried, is the question.
I don't know, man. I don't even look at it like a Joy-Con. Like, I don't look at the thumbsticks on there like it's even the same thing at all.
Well, it's the same analog stick.
Sure, it's the same analog. I just feel, and maybe I'm because I obviously don't know how they build these things or anything, but the fact that it's attached, the fact that it has no HD rumble in there, no IR camera, like it's a different beast. The whole thing is different. And I just feel like if nothing else, I look at the Lite as being the more reliable system than anything else. And you know the internet, man, we are always looking for something to like poke holes and try and figure out what the Achilles heel on some of these things are. We love doing that. We love saying like, yeah, but if you check this out, it's probably broken. And I really enjoyed spreading rumors about, like, based on nonsense. It's not even the thumbsticks are the same, but other than that, it's totally different. It has to be.
That's true, but the question is, and I guess where it comes from is, what is the issue? If the drifting comes from a situation similar to the disconnect, then it's a wireless connectivity issue.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that, because if that's the case, well, then it's simple. I guess my question is because I don't know, is the drifting happening when it's docked or when it's separate? Yeah. And even so, just because it's docked doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that it's happening both ways. Mm-hmm. But like you said, when you start to pull components out of something, does that solidify things? Does it make, does it shore things up and make it a stronger system? Also, they're implementing the D-pad, and they're taking away 4 buttons.
That's what I mean.
Does
different.
That electronics change things? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It wasn't until recently that I started to even think, and when I say recently, I mean like the last day or so. Yeah. That I started to think about it, like, could this be an issue? Because if I go buy a system, I want it to work. Right. But then...
Or 4 systems. You're buying 4 is the point. Somebody's messaging you in the middle of the show. What are they doing?
It's I can't. It just caught my eye, so it scared me for a minute, but it's fine. So the thing is like when you think about it, like, what exactly is the issues? Are they going to be fixed? Is it going to be a problem? And I think that's where my fear started to rise. But then I thought about it. I was like, me personally, I don't have issues with my Joy-Cons. So if I don't have issues with my Joy-Cons, and I've had multiple sets, well, then why am I worried? Mm-hmm. Because I do wonder, because the people that are saying that they have issues with their Joy-Cons, the ones that I personally know, are all avid Smash players.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, did this happen while playing Smash? Because when it is an aggressive game.
Well, and they're fragile little things.
Yeah, they're
Like,
little
they're
little
tiny
analog
little
sticks.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole controller I'm saying is very small. And people talked a lot about that. Like ever since the Switch came out, we've wanted something that looks and feels a little bit more durable. And again, like that's why I'm excited about this Lite. It looks like a much more solid piece that doesn't come apart. It's more like a gamepad kind of thing. It's not even or even a 2DS. So I don't know, man. I don't know that necessarily the concern is there for the Lite. I just feel like I have way more confidence in this one, even if it might be unfounded. I have more confidence in the Lite.
Yeah. I'm with you. You're starting to sway me a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it.
I mean, listen, I'm only going to buy 4 of them, so it's fine.
Are you going to play them all? Are you actually going to open them up or some of them are?
I'm actually going to display them.
Yeah, keep the Kirby one on the shelf.
I'll pick one that I play, and that's another thing, So I think that's ultimately where we are. But that moves us into now. If you're now moving into the issue of there is drifting Joy-Con issues, Nintendo just announced 2 brand new color schemes of Joy-Cons. And I mean, what's your thoughts on this? Like, what did you think when you saw this today?
My thought is that I wish they weren't so much money, and I wish I liked the feel of the controllers better.
Yeah.
Because this does seem to be why I alluded to it earlier with all the different color combinations, and a lot of people are getting jazzed about the opportunity of like what colors can go with what, and with these new options. This is how you personalize your Switch. Like this is how you make it yours, and something that is one of a very few number of combinations, or one of many combinations, but one of few combinations that other people would share with you. So it becomes a very personal thing where we wanted faceplates before. Now you have your specific combination of Joy-Cons. I love Nintendo leaning into this. I just, as a fan and as somebody who like looks at that $90, $100 price tag for the pair of them, and I don't even like them that much. Like I am torn. I do like the personalization aspect of it, and I like Neon, man. This is them leaning back into the '90s kids who have grown up, and now we've got kids and everything. Neon was the hotness back in the early '90s, man. Like I got crayon sets and markers and sweatpants and T-shirts. Everything was neon, dude. So I'm really liking it. But what do you think, man?
I like it. I do, but I'm kind of in the same boat as you are. Like I'm kind of over the Joy-Con phase.
And
like,
no singles, no left or right.
Exactly.
Everything's paired up.
If it's packed in, like if it's a situation where it's packed in to a console, like the Pokemon one I bought, I'm fine with that. But like when you look at the Pokemon one, those ones were never put on sale individually.
Oh, that's cool. That's exactly what I was about to talk about. Is why not have special edition Joy-Cons, collector's edition Joy-Cons? It seems like those are like available from third party stuff. Some really cool designs from Hori and PDP and stuff.
I don't know if you remember this when this is going back a few years ago, where PlayStation started putting out special edition Pro controllers. Like their PS4 DualShock controllers.
They do a special edition PS4 every year just for like the state of play or the summer of play or whatever the hell they call it. Really cool stuff. And it's like it's basically like a Hallmark Christmas ornament. Like every year you get a new one. That's genius, man. What the heck? Come on, Nintendo. Let's go.
I mean, I remember when they put out my Batman Arkham Knight one is silver that matches the console.
The PS4. Like any game is.
Then they put out like they want the Nathan Drake collection. I think they put. I don't know if it was Nathan Drake collection or the Uncharted 4. I think it was Uncharted 4 maybe. But then they put it out for Battlefront. They put out the one that looked like Darth Vader, and I was like, oh my god, dude! They just really leaned into it, and Nintendo started to do that with their Pro controllers, leaning into it and doing stuff. I just I would like them to go back to that.
Yeah,
and start
Splatoon has a good Pro controller that you and I both have.
Yes.
I delivered it myself.
I like the Smash one. The Smash one's okay. Really good.
I think Splatoon is something special with the colors, man. That really just seems to align with where they're going with all the color exploration, like the back of your room right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you a lot.
But we talked about this before, but man, a pro Joy-Con. It's got to happen. Maybe that's how to address the whole point of people. If people have issues with the performance of it overall, or if there's trickiness with it not being durable enough, and that is causing the drifting, then you got to have a better, bigger, better Joy-Con with and maybe you apply the designs over there. Maybe you have those as limited edition ones, because we're all grown. Like there's no, well, maybe there are kids who want this as well, but the loudest idiots are people like you and me.
I think though the thing that annoys, and we're going back to this, and this is just something that annoys me so badly about Nintendo, is the fact of like, why does Japan or why does Europe get things that we can't?
Yeah.
You can literally go to an online store, an online Nintendo store, and you can build your Switch.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You can pick the left Joy-Con, the right Joy-Con, the strap color. You can have different color strap colors than the Joy-Con.
What?
Yes. You know, the little piece of slides down.
I didn't know it for a second, but yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can buy different colors of those. It's like you get carte blanche when you do this, and with Nintendo of America, we get nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they continue to turn a blind eye to this market.
They've got to copy what Xbox has done with that Design Labs. Because
yes.
Right, like with billions of different combinations of colors and everything, and a lot of people do like their favorite sports team and whatever, they apply those colors, or their game, like their Fallout is a classic, like blue and yellow kind of stuff that they do. Can you imagine just being able to have like the color combinations that you choose, and then the engraving, or you can print your name or your gamer tag, or even your Switch code. You can put it on there just so you got it. Man, I would do that even just to have it ready at the ready.
Oh, dude, I'd have Nintendo Guru on that.
I'm thinking about getting a tattoo just on the back of my hand.
Dude, I went to Colorware, and actually, for those who can't see, I'm holding up a red and black Pro Controller that I had made. You know what I mean? Like from Colorware, because I wanted something that was me. I wanted something that was like my theme, my colors, and all that. So it's crazy. It's crazy to see where we're at.
What were the colors? There was like neon purple, neon orange, and then what else did they have? A yellow, right?
They had a Halloween looking one. The purple and orange one were the Halloween one.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was a blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
good
but
stuff.
It was a dark blue that kind of would be really nice with those dark cherry Mario controllers, Joy-Cons. So, okay. So real quickly, I want to jump into one more topic. And this one comes from Brendan Myers, who threw this out on patreon.com/Yumi Capri. But it wasn't the one that got the most votes. So, but we liked it.
We did.
So we thought let's not let's use this topic during the show. So if we ran Nintendo with Nintendo World, meaning it's actually, I think it's called Super Nintendo World, is the theme park being built at the moment. Should Nintendo release a game to help promote it? What would that game be, and what ideas would you want them to implement in the game? So you actually nailed it for the show, because you said Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo Land is very much like...
It is an amusement park. That's the whole basis of the game, too. Yeah.
I mean, they could do a port of Nintendo Land to the Switch, but I would actually do some different things with it. I would make some changes to that game, because there's some games in that within that are just bad games, but there's also some really good gems in that. The Zelda one is fantastic. You know, I love the Zelda one. So it'd be nice to be able to play with some people and to do stuff. I would open it up to online and let people actually play online with each other, because that would be huge with that. Because Nintendo Land was basically a couch co-op game.
Yeah,
that's when that game, exploded and took off. Obviously, with the fact that if you don't have the gamepad, some of those games go away.
Sure.
Because there was hide and seek type games and stuff where you use the gamepad and the other people just use the television. So that would be something that would change more or less.
But wouldn't it be interesting to see Nintendo get back to that a little bit? Because the Switch allows for that. And there's a lot of, I think one of the most underutilized features of the Switch is what we see in, I guess 1-2 Switch might be the only game I can think of off the top of my head, where you put them side by side and then you kind of like draw a line across them so they make sure that they're aligned. And I think like making a little play space on your table is really cool. I think they could definitely do something like, you can almost have like a little whack-a-mole or something like that. Smash the screen on your stupid Switch.
I think the thing they could do too is if you play Mario Kart 8, there is the one track. I think it's Baby something, and it's a smaller track. Uh, but
Baby
it's
Park.
Baby Park. That's it. It's a smaller course, smaller track. But the thing is that's in a theme park.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be cool to have those type of aesthetics of like where you can actually place rides where you want, and like maybe
hmm
you're building the theme park of Nintendo Land the way you want it to be, and maybe you're
Okay.
playing these mini games, getting coins, and then adding onto your park and building it. So it's kind of like a theme park
It's like a
type thing.
tycoon kind of thing, like a roller
Yeah, like
coaster
a roller coaster
tycoon,
type.
or
Yes, exactly,
that is
exactly.
brilliant, man. It's like
Yeah,
a mix of like Animal Crossing a little bit, and I love the little mini games to earn the coins. You know what the real like? So this is where we get a little stupid with it for Nintendo. If they had an achievement system and you could earn coins or stamps or pieces or whatever across all of your gaming on all of your
yeah,
Nintendo, and then you go back to this game as kind
yeah,
of like a hub kind of thing, that would be incredible, man. And it would
yeah,
almost like that would actually kind of take the place of Street Pass, or maybe it would be
yeah.
an addition to Street Pass where you're able to earn coins or earn special items through your Street Pass that you can then go back and build your theme park. And that's what you show off. You can have people like come on into your park a little bit.
Well, it'd be kind of cool to be like similar to like Mario Maker. People are putting up codes of their theme
Mm-hmm.
parks, and you could go in and play the rides that you have out
Mm-hmm.
and play. Dude, you could do so much stuff there. It'd be
This
so
is
amazing.
it's basically PlayStation Home, but something that people actually care about.
Yeah, exactly,
You could create a
exactly.
space for people like, and imagine the shrines, like, cause there, holy crap, dude, this is actually a really good topic. There are what people are doing even just with Mario Maker and showing their love for certain franchises. That would be great to have people do like their dedicated like Metroid Land or Donkey Kong
Yeah,
Land or
yeah,
whatever
man.
it is, like Mario Land, like all these things actually make a whole lot of sense just from the naming convention of it all.
Yeah,
Dude, this would be incredible.
yeah, man.
How do you like? Is it like a Minecraft kind of thing that where you build, or is it like I'm not sure exactly how you
No,
piece everything
I think
together.
it could be well when you think about like Dragon Quest Builders, how you go in and you grab pieces and you build this little thing, and then you can place it where you want.
Yeah, a little
So you
better
go to
than
like
like
a
Mario Run. You're
yeah,
building the kingdom or whatever over there, and that's
yeah,
that's not the best.
better
Yeah.
than that garbage. But you basically sit there and you go like you go to a table, a crafting table, and you go like I got this and I got this and I got some money and I put it together and boom, here's a
Mm-hmm.
statue of Yoshi, and now I can go place that statue wherever I want to place it, and
Mm-hmm.
that would be kind of cool. And then like maybe you want to do like a walkway, so you go and you craft the walkway and you build
Mm-hmm.
the walkway out, and there's so many aspects to it you could do
Yeah.
that would make it a lot of fun, and have it where you're doing stuff.
Imagine in an absolutely crazy world where you could build rides that actually would be fun, or even little mini games that are actually fun to participate in. So you walk into this thing, if this is like like a big multiplayer game, and you're wandering around, and it's made up of all these carnival rides essentially, and you can
Yeah,
put your tickets in. You're like, man, this looks like a cool game or a cool little ride to go on.
yeah,
Put your tickets in there, and then that person makes some money off of it. So you actually have
that's
like
kind
a
of
little
cool.
like economy in there.
That'd be kind of cool too.
I mean,
Yeah,
Nintendo would obviously never go for this. They don't want anybody
no,
making money
never.
off this stuff than them. But I
Well,
mean,
that's
it
why
could be.
that's why it's if we ran Nintendo.
That's why if we ran Nintendo,
Yeah, because Nintendo doesn't do half the stuff that we say.
honestly, this could be big on mobile as well.
Oh yeah, this would be a huge mobile game.
hmm
So, real quickly before we wrap up the show.
I got Vision in the next pack here, Bobby. Vision was he's got 5 energy, 5 fighting, and 6 strength. So sort of basic. But I got a special card for Morbius and Morph. It's good stuff in this one. That's pack 203, Bobby.
So if you're a Patreon supporter, you can listen to the next topic that we're going to do after the show real quickly. It comes from Mr. Timothy Olf, and it is if you won a contest to be a character in one of Nintendo games, which game would that be, and what would your character be in that game? So if you want to hear that topic, for as little as $1 per month, you can check it out and listen to that, as well as Yumi Capri, which is a once a month podcast that you and I do that will be, and it's totally not video game related. So that's what's so cool about that game, that podcast. But anyway, so that is all. Thank you guys for listening yet again. We really truly appreciate the support and the love and everything you guys do for us wholeheartedly. Be sure to check out everything that Sean Capri is doing over there on the Twitters. Um, Sean like Connor and Capri like the pants. Also over on twitch.tv/Sean Capri. Check that out as he streams 2 nights a week, every single week. Check that out. Myself, you can check me out over on Twitters at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Oh, shout out to Garrett Bland, Antonio Guillen, and Spencer Stapleton. Spencer Stapleton, Twitch affiliate. And Antonio, your stream looks great. And Garrett Bland, you're great. And if you guys want to see what happened in my third pack, you're going to have to stick around for the Patreon topic, baby.